Welcome to Learn and Go-Go, the podcast. I don't know why it cuts off like that. Anyway, it is Wednesday night. Welcome to Learn and Go-Go, the podcast. I am your host, and I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go. My name is Sydney. This is my author copy. That's why it's got that bar on it. This was my baby. This was the first time that I saw my book in print. So I absolutely love this copy. And when I first got it, I used to it was like having my firstborn all over again. Like I didn't want anybody to hold it unless they washed their hands, and they had to be very gentle and watch, the soft spot. So I am just very thrilled to still have this copy. So yay, we have people hopping on already. It is so nice to see you guys. We have Mortimer, we have Lizzie, we have Skull, we have Luna Projects. Everybody is saying, hey, hey. So great to see you guys tonight. Let me know, please, if this sounds okay. This is not my regular computer. So I want to make sure that everybody can hear me okay, that it's coming through. And for those of you who do hop on every week, I had a fun discovery. I plugged in the ring light that is like right there, and that whistle started really loud. So I think that is the culprit of what is making that horrible, horrible whistle. So, all right, Mortimer says I sound good. Thank you. Hey, Keith's on here too. Hey, happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. And so how has everybody been the last week? I swear the weeks are going by faster and faster. I feel like we just did this, but I missed you all. So I'm glad we're doing it again. Yeah, but like I said, different computer, so different camera. So I tried to get the lights to work, and I look like I've, been slapped around a little bit and whatever, but who cares? We're here to chat and have a good time. The other fun fact about this computer is I use a left-handed mouse for this one. When I had the pinched nerve and I couldn't use my right arm when I wasn't able to write, or using the mouse was painful, I got this left-handed mouse, and I still use it with this computer. So pretty cool to be ambidextrous with the mouse. Oh, Keith says, just recovering, getting sick. I hope you feel better. You are working your butt into the ground, though, sir. If you guys don't know, Keith is the creator, director, grand poobah of the Red Huntress series. So they just finished episode 3, filming that, and he's been working his ass off getting that ready to come out. So if you have not yet, follow the Red Huntress series. Check out episodes 1 and 2 on YouTube. I cannot wait to see episode 3. And 1 and 2 I'm in. And rumor has it I may be back for episode 4. So stay tuned. Let's see. Luna says it's darker. Yeah, that's what I was having issues with. Because I don't want to go too light with the ring light. Let me see here. Because then I get like, oh, hey, I'm doing colors. Dancing Queen, young up. Let me see. That's not what I meant to do. I don't think. Is it this one? That's kind of scary. Yeah, we don't want to do that. I'm just hitting buttons now. But yeah, so we'll make it work. If it's a little darker, it's okay. We can have more of like a romantic evening tonight. If I had a candle in here, I'd light it for some ambiance. But hey, Reese is on here. Reese, hi. Oh, I'm so excited you hopped on here. You are awesome, my friend. I cannot wait to see pictures of you and Johnny from this weekend. I'm so excited that you guys are going to get to hang out. And I'm jealous, too. Full stop. Yes, eye patch lady. I heard I might be returning for episode 4. Got to wait and see. Yes, and Mortimer says, Keith has busted much ass, mad respect. Absolutely. Oh, Kyler, I'm sorry. Work sucked today. My boss showed up and they worked me extremely hard and got chewed out by him for something out of my control. My boss said, don't worry about it. I'm good. Well, I'm glad that you're good. It still sucks when you get reamed out for something that was out of your control. Um, I'm sure that's happened to all of us. Like, definitely share your stories in the comments of a time when you got blamed for something that was not yours to get blamed for. I have a younger brother. We're 12 months and 12 days apart. So there was a lot of that growing up. Like one of us would do something and then we'd both get in trouble for it. But it's worse when it's your boss because then it's like, you can kind of, I can feel that for you. I empathize. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah, okay. I don't know how much we want to give away that episode for, but if Keith is sharing, we're gonna take it, right? So, oh, that's Mortimer with Kyler. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one, but yes, can only control what you can, Kyler. You were doing good. Yeah, just ran into an ass of a boss. Facts. Facts. But Keith said, I am coming back. June, ETA, and I will have a horse riding scene. Fun fact, I've been stepped on by a horse. Got my foot stepped on in Girl Scouts. Um, I have ridden a horse, not very often, and it's been many, many years. We took the kids horseback riding when they were little, and that was a lot of fun. So I kind of hope it's going to be like riding a horse, like riding a bike to get back on a horse. But there was another time in Girl Scouts where we were supposed to go horseback riding, and we got to the farm and the horse was sick, so they stuck us all on a cow. I was thrilled. Y'all know me and cows. I was so happy. But that cow kept smacking us with her tail, like, get off. So that was pretty funny. But I think I can do this. I have faith in my horseback riding ability. So let's see. Oh, no. Luna was blindsided with work today. They didn't tell me I was back to taking specialty calls, but I managed it. I'm glad that you managed it. And that sucks when they throw stuff at you out of the blue and you don't have time to like mentally get prepared for what it is. So good job, like knowing you could do it anyway. So let's see here. Lizzie says, CEO an asshole, insert Futurama. I'm shocked meme. I don't know that one. I don't think I'll have to check that out. I know like certain characters in Futurama, but I haven't really watched that much of it. But yeah, if anybody else has a story so we can help support Kyler, and it's not just you, bud. It just happens sometimes. And bosses, like I'm lucky. I love the company that I work for, but I've had some asshole bosses in the past. So now they're past holes. I like that. That's what I'm going to call past assholes now. They're past holes. But I think everybody has to go through that at least a couple times, It gives you a thick skin in dealing with people. Keith says, never seen Futurama, but I love South Park and Rick and Morty. South Park is classic. And I think Keith and I have talked about my only knowledge of Rick and Morty is that there's a pickle in like Pickle Rick somewhere in the storyline. Thank you, Lizzie. Lizzie's going to send it to me. I appreciate that. And Luna says, haven't watched Futurama in a long time. Is that a Bender line? So Lizzie would be able to let you know. I don't know who Bender is. I know Bender from Breakfast Club. And Luna also loves Family Guy. We watch Family Guy pretty much every day. That's like on our TV pretty much every day. And the funny thing is I'm still seeing episodes I haven't seen yet because they're still coming out with them. And it's so, you just sit there with your jaw on the floor like, I can't believe they said that. And then you laugh because they said it. And, oh, man. Like, some of the stuff they get away with on that show, I just love it. Okay, so Lizzie says, Fry. Okay, Luna did see that. I forget the context, but he says, I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Okay, not that shocked. Okay, and Mortimer says, think of Roddy Piper. I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. I remember that for sure. Thoughts on The Simpsons? Okay. I remember watching The Simpsons when they were like in the middle of the Tracy Ullman show, like back in the 80s when they were just like a little short in that show. They definitely have pegged a lot of pop culture moments, especially before they happen. Simpsons and Family Guy both. So that's one that I loved, and then I got kind of sick of for a few years. Like I didn't watch it, and now if it's on, like it's one of those. It's funnier when I put it on than I think it's going to be because I just got burnt out on it with the kids watching it all the time and stuff. But it's definitely like another one that they get away with some stuff. And when they had the crossover episodes with The Simpsons and Family Guy, that was pretty funny too. Let's see. Best line was done by Mr. Burns. Okay, which one was that? Mortimer, you have to share with the class. And Lizzie says, we need to get to the Lisa as president phase of The Simpsons predictions. Yes, agreed. Agreed. Yeah, there's a lot of like Mr. Burns. I love when, was it Smithers? Is that his assistant? Calls him a dictator. And he's like, don't call me Tater. And I was cracking up. Like, you're a dictator. Is that Zap Radigan? Zap Radigan. I don't know that reference. You guys are going to be educating me tonight. I don't know some of these references. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. We were just talking about the, is it the steamed hams? We were talking about that the other day. Let's see. When they made Homer King Kong Burns tries to get him with a knockout gas, and it falls to his feet to see him skipping and singing. I was strolling through the gas one day. That's funny. Okay, Keith has a Futurama reference. All right, the Zap Radigan. That sounds familiar. I'm not sure what that is. Like I said, I don't really know Futurama that much. Out of Futurama, Simpsons, Family Guy, I'm definitely most in tune with. And that's one that I fought watching for years. I don't know why. I just there was a girl I used to work with in the one bar, and that's really all she ever talked about. Like, she'd, dance, walk around the bar, talk to the customers about whatever episode of Family Guy she just watched, and then come sit with me and tell me about all the DVDs of Family Guy she owned and would just do the lines and everything. So I think that kind of made me not want to watch it for a long time. But now that I do watch it, I think it's hilarious. So yes, definitely Family Guy. And like some of the things in that, like, why do so many women sleep with Brian? Like, how is that okay? He's a dog. That's gross. Like, but it's just part of the storylines, like that kind of stuff. But I guess, what's even less realistic, the baby making time machine. So we have to admit it's a cartoon. But it's just like, if you stop and think about it too hard, it's like, But you all know my favorite, got to be SpongeBob. I freaking love SpongeBob. To this day, I love those cartoons. And there was one that was on, I didn't see the actual episode. I just saw the write-up for it. And it said, it was the Necronomicon. And I guess like SpongeBob, like channeled the devil or something while he was making Krabby Patties. But I'm like, the Necronomicon. That's hysterical. Oh, yes. And Keith would, Mummy, ma. That was my phone, my ringtone for years. When we used to all still have ringtones before we all shut our phones off and don't answer them anymore unless you're texting. Let's see. Ipecac still makes me laugh in hysterics. I don't remember that episode, but I can just imagine them all barfing all over each other because they do that in several episodes. Let's see. Stevie's, I think that's probably Stewie's banjo song, right? Unless we're not talking about Family Guy in this comment. Let's see. Lizzie says, some of our favorite bits in Family Guy are when they lean hard into Brian being a dog, afraid of the vacuum, can't stop. Yes. And when he actually is on all fours and like starts barking and like acting like a dog would act, it's so cute. He's adorable. Yes, Stewie. Okay, that's what I thought. And Luna says, I think many had that ringtone. Absolutely. Ego. I don't know that one. Oh, that's Doodle Bob. You can return me hoy minoy. I know what that is. Who wants chowder? Oh my god. I do remember that. That was so gross. So gross. Doodle Bob is a freaking hilarious episode. That is like my favorite, probably my favorite Patrick line. Because when he gets hit in the head and he just yells, Finland! Because it has nothing to do with anything. That is so freaking funny. Mortimer says, hey, there's a dog in the car, Lois. Hey, other dog, F you. That's so funny. Okay, I was waiting to see how long it took for Keith to bring up Willy Wonka. No, Willy Wonka. I've sent you a couple memes from that recently. I don't know if you got them, but I will never ever see any other Willy Wonka without thinking of Keith. Let's see. Codename Kids Next Door and Samurai Jack. Okay, those I think I'm too old for. I miss those. But I feel like my kids watch Codename Kids Next Door. That's how old I am. But they did have some really good shows that my kids used to watch. Like I loved iCarly and Victorious back when Ariana Grande was Cat. And of course Sam and Cat. But then like my generation growing up was when Nickelodeon was new. So we had Pinwheel and we had You Can't Do That on Television. And I'm trying to think what else was on Nick. Because there was all the PBS shows. Yeah, so my oldest absolutely loved Zoe 101. Loved Zoe 101. But there was, I'm trying to think, like, Electric Company was big when I was little. And I know you see me standing here. Okay, Luna said Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy came up. I know what it was because I'm like, I had a recent Ren and Stimpy experience. So I was talking to you guys last week about this when I went to see Rocky Horror for, it was the end of March, but it was the April Fool's themed show. So I'm like, what are they going to do for the April Fool's theme show? They made it the Rocky Horror shit show. And they edited so much cool shit into the actual movie. Like a lot of the criminologists they took out because that made room for these edits. But they went through a whole thing of Ren and Stimpy. And Ren had a saw, like, you know, like a lumberjack saw on his crotch. And Stimpy had a log on his back. So Ren's sawing the log behind Stimpy. I almost peed my pants. I don't remember ever seeing that cartoon, but, you know, like that episode. But that was so friggin' funny. And they get through like half of the log. And Ren's like saying he's tired. And Stimpy's like, please finish sawing it. And then I'm like, oh my God, it was so friggin' funny. Oh, Lizzie Rocco's Modern Life. That was a good one. You guys remember Angry Beavers with Norbert? I forget the other beaver's name, but I know the one was Norbert. Oh, Johnny, hey! I'm so glad you stopped by to say hi. I know you have a lot of favorite cartoons. Somehow we got on the subject of cartoons, which is awesome. They released an adult version of Ren and Stimpy. I'm sure that they did. They did an adult version of a SpongeBob. There's Scooby-Doo. There's... Parody porn is actually really fun. So don't stick your nose up at it. There's some pretty funny ones. Let's see. Luna said, I had a Sega Genesis Ren and Stimpy game, which was fun and hilarious. Did it have like a level of log? Did you have to like knock into the log? It's log. It's big. It's heavy. It's wood. Oh, and Rugrats. Yes. Another good one. Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Absolutely. Oh, okay. The Ren and Stimpy one is official. I didn't know if they had to make like official. I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, okay. It's where the clip I mentioned is from. Okay. Yeah. Cause when I was talking about, SpongeBob and all that, that's like humans in costumes. I didn't know you meant the cartoon. That's pretty funny. I love it. Powdered toast man. Yes. That is so funny. Oh, and Lizzie's mom would not let her have the Ren and Stimpy game. Oh, I wouldn't have been allowed to have it either, probably. So I understand. But yeah, I was just going down the Ren and Stimpy line in my head, and now my train crashed. Because like we used to say those lines all the time when I was a camp counselor. I think we talked about this before. Like Saturday night, one of the other counselor's friends would record Ren and Stimpy on VHS because this was 1993, so there were no DVRs or anything like that, and bring it up to camp. It was like contraband because it was a Christian camp. But Saturday night was the only night we didn't have campers because the campers would come Sunday afternoon, they get picked up Saturday morning. So Saturday night was like the only counselor night, and we would all get together in the lodge and watch Ren and Stimpy on VHS on Saturday night. So that is so funny. Yes, we're going into more grown-up kind of shows, which is in living color, which is awesome. Mad TV. Speaking of in living color, one of my friends in college used to do a Fire Marshal Bill impression. I had it on VHS. I don't know if I still do or not, but she would stick her lip all the way up and she'd be like, "There, tell you something." And oh my God, it was so freaking funny because she'd do her hair up. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Luna says, I used to call my cat the powdered toast cat because he loved eating toast. That is adorable. The Beetlejuice cartoon, I have a very faint memory of that. I remember the real Ghostbusters cartoon. I used to love that, even though like Slimer wasn't a bad guy in that. He was part of the crew. I used to love that. All right, Johnny, please get rest so you have a safe trip. Let us know that you get out there okay. If anybody is in the Detroit area, go and check out Johnny. I'm going to look it up because I'm going to say it wrong. I'm going to call it the wrong thing. But it is the Detroit Comic Book and Toy Show, Saturday, April 12th at Ford Community and Performing Arts Center. So go check out Johnny, and you can say hi to Reese too, because he's going to be out there too. So definitely stop by and say hi, get your horror adorables and your pictures and all the things. And thank you again for stopping in. Oh, awesome. Bill Whedon mentioned Johnny earlier. Very cool. Asked him when he's going to be on location in Boston. That is so, so cool. You guys are going to have so much fun. That is awesome. So drive safe. Love you, buddy. So Mortimer also loved In Living Color. I used to love the movie. You know, it was is it like Trey? Was it Trey? I'm trying to remember their names. That was always a funny segment when they give it 2 snaps up, or like 3 snaps in a circle. And then I remember that they didn't like Die Hard because they said it was false advertising. That was always a fun segment. Lizzie said, we mostly had Disney games on the Genesis, and those were pretty fun. I imagine Ren and Stimpy was even better. And Luna says, I wish I still had that. That's funny. Oh, Mortimer says, though I should be wary, still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly hauntings I turn loose. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Is he going to come up? No? That would be awesome if he did. Oh, wait. You know what happens when you say Beetlejuice 3 times, right? He appears. Keith is going to have to hop. Oh, you're airbrushing Friday the 13th. If you guys have not seen Keith's airbrushing art, definitely go to his page and check it out. It's super duper cool. Thank you for hopping on and saying hi. So good to see you. That is awesome. And yes, I had to bring out Beetlejuice since you mentioned him 3 times. He is, Dave got him for me out of a claw machine. He's so cute. I love him. Yeah, I always loved the original Beetlejuice movie. So great. And the remake was cute. Not the remake, but the sequel. It was cute. It was cute. I give it, like a stellar effort. I liked how many people returned and the reasons that the ones who didn't. So, I was down. What's something that you like absolutely love the original, but think that sequels of it are sacrilege? Because sometimes sequels just suck. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head because the ones I'm thinking of, I like the sequels, so that's not helping. And sometimes they can kind of go like good and then near and then come back up again. Like I know a lot of people don't like the second Thor movie. I think that's the one that I hear about a lot. Yes, Luna. Yes. The Crow sequel or remake or whatever the hell you want to call it should not have ever happened. Mortimer says, "How much time do we have?" LOL. I forget about your knowledge of movies. So that was I should have thought of that before I asked. Yeah. Lizzie says, "I got Mortimer's gears turning." Absolutely. Yep. See my response. The Crow 2 sucked donkey balls. Yep. That's why I was saying, Luna, I was agreeing with you. It was horrible. Horrible. And I only know that from what I heard. I refused to watch it because I loved the first one. And when I heard they were doing that, I'm like, especially when somebody dies on the set of the first one, it's kind of like disrespectful, in my opinion. But I don't know how many people has that actually happened to. I know his dad died filming as well. Crow 2 was okay. I love the third one. I don't think I knew there were that many Crow movies. I thought there was the one in the 90s and then the one that just came out. There are more Crow movies. I am not educated in this. Thank you for letting me know. Luna says, "I was given a free ticket in New York City. I wanted my time back." Yes. Okay, the fourth and most recent don't watch. See, I thought the fourth was the second. When did the other two come out? I'm starting to get a little tickle in a brain cell about maybe the second one I did know about and I just forgot about. But I definitely didn't know there was a third one. What did they? But yeah, I heard the one that came out, the most recent one, is garbage. So that's bad. What else was there? Like, it's funny because certain people love, and this isn't a sequel. Crow 2 was 95. Okay, so not too long after the first one. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I don't remember that. Okay, Lizzie said the problem with Crow 2 mostly is that it was edited by a guy who specialized in music videos. That's why it feels janky and erratic. Okay. That's fair. And that's saying a lot back in the 90s, because in the 90s, we still weren't totally into music videos that did this yet. Like the 80s are pretty much like one camera taking one shot, and then somebody would go by like shaking their head every now and again. And then like you get one other angle. And that's pretty much all that they knew how to do, back in the 80s, because they were new. Sorry, my back is screaming. I got it. But yeah, then, somewhere, I think more like the late 80s, early 2000s was when all the quick edits started becoming more popular. Because like back in the 80s, there were certain videos like the Cars, "You might think I'm foolish," like that was like, really wow, the effects there, and stuff like that. My kids could have done on their iPhones in 5 seconds now, but back then it was like a really big deal to have that kind of like animation going in. There was a song called "Leave It" by Yes, and like we used to like watch that video because we thought the effects were so cool. It's just fun. Yes. Luna said the Sledgehammer video. Yes, so much. That entire video is amazing. So cool. Let's see here. Mortimer says, "I will stand by the first three also because they didn't do Eric Draven again. They did different Crow stories. Eric wasn't the only Crow." Okay, see, I didn't know that either. So I definitely didn't see any of the sequels because I only know Eric as the Crow. Ha ha ha. And Lizzie says, James O'Barr told us that when we met him at Cedar Park. Cool. That is awesome. That is really cool that you met him. Yes, Luna, Sledgehammer video. If you guys have not seen Peter Gabriel's video for Sledgehammer, go look it up on YouTube and remember the time frame that it came out in the 80s. But it was just so amazing between the claymation and the time lapse. And I mean, the amount of hours put into making that video had to be sizable. So that was a really cool video. And he kind of did the same thing with Big Time, but Sledgehammer was, the OG of that. Yes, I still love it too. That, and there was a Michael Jackson video. Shoot, you got to think of what it was. He had like the Elephant Man skeletons dancing. He was going down. It was like he was on an amusement park ride, and he was going through, and it was like all different parts of his life. Was it "Don't Just Leave Me Alone"? Is it that one? Might have been. No, it wasn't Thriller. I will know it in a hot second if I see it, because it's another one. My dad always had, yes, it was "Leave Me Alone" by Michael Jackson. My dad was always very into filmmaking and special effects and stuff. So I think my brothers and I all picked up our love of like watching, like all different kinds of special effects and trying to redo them. And also "Leave Me Alone" had a whole bunch of really cool effects in it for that time too. But yeah, I just saw the thumbnail. I'm like, that's it. I remember the video. But yeah, there's like, I know we talk about it a lot about practical effects versus, like the newer things with all the CGI and all, and the amount of time that it took to make these projects is just like mind blowing. So I'm gonna have to watch that again. I haven't watched that video in many, many, many years, but that was a good one. Trying to think, like, of course we all remember "Take on Me" by AHA. That was a super cool, like with the comic coming to life. I always love that. Yes, Luna, "Freak on a Leash" is awesome by Korn with the bullet. I love that video too. I love Korn. So that always reminds me of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, back to the shows, with the mad scientist in the beginning, somewhere off the coast of South Jersey. And I can't even remember what he was talking about now, but he just went, "Gentlemen, corn," in the beginning of an episode. And one of the DJs at work took that clip and it was maybe like me and one other girl used to dance to Korn, but he would play it before he'd play a Korn song, and we would all just start cracking up because "Gentlemen, corn," and then you just hear "Freak on a Leash" starter. I used to dance to Dead Bodies Everywhere because that got people's attention, and I love that song. Oh, goodness. So what else is going on, y'all? I'm tired. I was doing I'm sorry, more. Hold it between your legs, turn it up. I'm missing the reference. But that got my attention. I was like, oh, whoa, it's a party now. Speaking of parties, Luna Project's birthday is April 20th, which is also my sister-in-law's birthday. Awesome. Very cool. Happy early birthday. We'll see each other one more time before then, but definitely everybody make sure to give happy birthday wishes to Luna. So Severian made it. Hooray. Welcome. You have missed out on some conversations we have going on between cartoons and between music videos and Twisted Transistor. So just like reading it wasn't clicking. And Luna says, "Sos, awesome." Damn, I did miss. I'm scrolling up. Yeah, see, you're tardy to the party. That's what happens. We are a talkative crew. So you missed out on Ren and Stimpy and on SpongeBob and Willy Wonka and Futurama, Simpsons, Family Guy, sequels that sucked, really cool music videos, and Luna's birthday. I think that's everything, right? I think we caught up. It's funny because I'm part of a group chat that used to be like really, really active a couple of years ago. It's kind of died out now, but my one friend, like whenever somebody would come late, and it'd be so many, messages to like go through, we'd all be like, all right, we need a recap. And like my one friend could just be like, okay, this, and just like break it down so fast. So that just reminded me of her. That was hilarious. Mortimer says we had the attention span of hummingbirds. I like that. I've always heard goldfish, but I like hummingbirds. I like that mental picture. That's funny. They're all hiding right now. It's freaking freezing around here. So, you have hummers already? You know better than to ask this crew that question. But yeah, I'm like in the description for tonight's show, I'm like, where is spring? Where is spring? And I was talking to somebody earlier and I'm like, I feel like all of the months have shifted one as far as our seasons go. Like, I feel like summer goes further into September, that like November weather is what October weather used to be. Like, we don't really get super winter until like February now, when it used to be January. Like, we'll have Christmas will be 70 degrees, which for this area is not normal. I mean, maybe it's our new normal, but I kind of feel like everything is shifting. And where April used to be like, April showers and yada yada, but it used to be starting to get warm like the last few years. I was looking at my Facebook memories and there's like snow. I'm like, no, it's freaking April. Like, what is going on? And I hate it. I hate the cold. So let's see here. You're talking ADD or ADHD. Yes. For sure. I have and today I've been even less focused than my normal lack of focus, because I'm all about like, I'm going to do this shiny, and then I'm like off to do the next thing. So you look around my house and there's like 50 things I've started and not finished because I saw something shiny and I'm on to the next thing. So I appreciate that you all are that way too, because we're all just on this crazy ride together of like switching gears and talking about different shit like on a dime. So I love it. But oh no, you got a lot of flooding in Cincinnati. Stay safe, because that's scary. Yeah, and Lizzie and Mortimer got the 80s again. Might be actual spring this time. I like how Lizzie says, might be spring, and Mortimer's like, swamp ass time for us. Luna says it's 44 out right now. And it 100% does feel like the seasons have shifted 3 weeks or so off kilter. Exactly. Like, just like they've all been pushed a little bit. And says that's more so June and beyond, downtown more so. Is that the floodings like downtown Cincinnati? I have not been in downtown Cincinnati in like decades, but I was there years ago when I was in college. I want to see what my forecast is right here. It's 41, and it says it's a fine night, but it could be better. You could be getting a hand job from a California burrito. That's why I like What the Forecast, because my weather forecast is never boring. But it's 41 degrees with a low of 37 in a row. So I'm like, I'm ready for spring, But that's what kind of sucks, because it's cold, but the allergies are still like kicking in. And I don't know what's blooming that's like getting my allergies out, but either be cold and not have pollen, or be warm and I'll be sneezing, but I won't care because I'm warm. But being sneezing and cold is just not nice. That's not nice. Let's see. Mortimer says, imagine me in the full Bloody Bones costume, all sealed in with the swamp pass. You need to get some Lumi and put that all over your everything. Let's Luna says, down by the Ohio River and some in Milford, but not as bad as way downtown. Hope everybody stays safe, because that's scary. Aaliyah's here! Yay! I'm so glad you made it. That's awesome. It's just a variant says, me and my friend used to go to a taqueria for a burrito of happiness. I remember that. Yeah, so you did mean food. I remember that. But I can't remember where you guys used to go. It was the best burrito ever. Oh, at that place we went to. The one that I went to with you guys, right? That was, I can't remember what it was. I don't even think that chain's around anymore. But I remember going, and I remember who we went with. And we will not speak of that person. But the food was really good. And I do remember the burrito of happiness. Aaliyah says, that sounds great. And Mortimer says, blind swamp ass acting. That's my niche. This is what I'm going to take a screenshot of and post and be like, if you're not joining us on Learn and Go Go, the podcast, this is what you're missing. So freaking funny. I love it. And he says there were 4 or 5 of them, and they're sadly gone now. Okay, that whatever that Mexican restaurant was, I will remember the name of it. You can't haha comments in the chat. I guess because you are on YouTube and not in Facebook. So Aaliyah is being a shenanigator, which I absolutely approve of when you are encouraging shenanigans, because you know I'll do it. And Luna says they don't like us in YouTube land. Yes, that's a recurring problem on the Saturday show, more so, is getting booted out of YouTube or getting stuck in the YouTube naughty chair for comments. They don't give you as easily interactive, or, you know, and I think it depends on who's guarding the gate that night too. Because it seems like Saturday night there are more ball busters than there are. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, I think Mortimer's trying to see what he can get away with saying. For us guys in Texas, we have swamp nut, where your balls stick to your thigh. And Lizzie says, shenanigator, my new favorite word. I'm sharing that with my sisters after the show. Yes, that is one of my favorite words, because I am 100% a shenanigator. And it's, yeah. Okay, and now Aaliyah's putting on her face. I didn't do it. That's awesome. Loon is asking Mortimer, just one nut? All right, now so Severian's joining in the balls go. I'm not. Okay. You got slurpy balls popping when you peel them off the thigh. I can just imagine the. I know what you're saying. I got you. What were we talking about, ADD? Oh my God, Mortimer. We call that cowboy Velcro. That's hysterical. Oh my God, that's so hysterical. That is so funny. And Aaliyah says, gotta catch them all. Oh my God. It's like designing a new freaking video game with cowboy Velcro and swamp ass. Oh my God, you guys crack me up so much. I love you guys. It's hysterical. Yes, so Severian's laughing, but says also, ow. Yeah, I have empathy, but I can't sympathize. I don't know what that would be. The no smell or vision. Yeah, you don't want to have smell-o-vision for this game. A game. Oh, we got Luna going now. And Sosavarian says, Learn and Go-Go, the game. See, you get it. That's why this is Learn and Go-Go, the podcast, because it's like Spaceballs, the toilet paper. So it would totally be Learn and Go-Go, the game. Absolutely. Smells smells like either a strip club or a Subway. Why not both? Oh, I'm trying to click on Mortimer's and you guys are commenting. I love it. The worst part of catching it in the zipper is knowing you have to go back the other way. Oh, that reminds me of, was it something about Mary with the beans and franks when he got it caught in the zipper? Oh, again, I don't have it. I don't know firsthand, but it just looks awful and I'm so sorry. That is horrible. Or a Subway sandwich shop. I actually thought that's what you meant. You meant like the underground train Subway. Could be both, because like some strip clubs do smell like Subway stations. We've all been in one. Let's see. Advertising idea. Cowboy Velcro, the game. It's more fun than Ren and Stimpy on Sega Genesis. It's all coming together. Did you miss out on Ren and Stimpy on Sega Genesis? Well, don't worry about it, because now there's Learned and Go-Go, the game, featuring Cowboy Velcro. Oh my gosh. Franken beans. How did you get the beans above the franks? God, ouch. I can't even imagine. Aaliyah says the 24-hour Taco Bell drive-thru that's right by the strip club that's 24 hours and they cannot pay with dollar bills that have been stuck in the bra. Oh, they actually have the no bra money. I've seen that like in July where like stores say we will not accept any cash that comes out of your boobs or your sock. I've seen signs that say that and I don't blame them because when you get that like dripping money, oh, it's so gross. That's nasty. Oh goodness. I don't know if you want me to put that comment for the class. They're so Savarian, but ow. I hope you're okay. Yeah, like I give you guys credit because I can't imagine like dealing with just having that, let alone getting it stuck in things. Like it's kind of good having everything internal. I can't imagine like even just like sitting on, I don't know. I give y'all credit. Because I think I'd just be like annoyed with it. I'd want to like put it away until I needed it and then I could take it back out again. Like detachable penis. All right, I got to listen to that song tonight too. Y'all remember King Missile? Let's see. Oh, Mortimer says that he can explain what being kicked in the balls feels like. I would imagine it's horrific and that you see stars and you feel nauseous. That would be my guess. Because, sometimes girls can, if something rings your doorbell too hard, that hurts too. So, I would imagine it's probably the same ballpark, if not the same team. They're on the same field. Because, man, Muffy, my puppy, she just like will walk up and she has the pointiest freaking nose. It's like a pencil nose. And she just, God, that hurts. And she does it to dudes too. So I feel bad for when she does that. Okay, wait a minute. What am I missing over here? Dear Lord. Thank you, Luna, for remembering Detachable Penis. I love that song too. Aaliyah says, I've seen it and I wouldn't touch it. It just looked too painful. I was not going to be a part of that pain. Yeah. Ow, 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 ow. Sesavarian says, fun fact, when I dropped all that weight at once after surgery, that was when, well, you see, if you're fat enough, that kind of holds your balls up. But then when you lose that and you sit on yourself, I'm so sorry. Because the fat stretches the skin everywhere, all over. these are things that I would never even consider. Like, I wouldn't have had any idea. It's not like the Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. I know, but if I could just, you know, have a penis for peeing in the woods or, like whatever, and then not have to worry about it other times because I like to cross my legs, stuff like that. I think it would be a little more convenient. But let's see. Yeah, Lizzie says, I can honestly say I've never gotten my downstairs caught in a zipper, and I am grateful for that. Amen, sister. I have not either. Let's see. Mortimer says, your stomach drops in instant nausea and you feel like all gravity is pulling your nuts to the earth. Some guys can absorb the pain. That's horrible. And it makes you wonder why evolution decided to do that. Like, you think about at a primal level, all species just want to reproduce. That's their whole point, is just to keep the species going. So why would you put the baby batter in a container that if it gets dudes out, down for the count? Like, to me, that is poor design. That is poor planning to put. You think it would be in the Tesseract, like something that you can't just bump into, and I'm not even talking about people that, kick in the balls, because that is, unless you are being physically attacked, that is not funny, and that is not something that, you should do. But, like, to me, why? I don't understand. You think that would have evolved into something a little more protected than it is. Let's see. So Severian says, intelligent design my ass. Aaliyah says, great if you're a truck driver. I feel like I missed what that's in reference to, if you're a truck driver. We went from tough and strong and not super bright to intelligent but physically weaker. I've actually heard, sorry, says Marion, if there is a God, why aren't my nuts in a tesseract? And women bleed for at least a week a month for many years. Exactly. That's, I'm not the architect. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the whole thing is kind of, but, I mean, we're all here, so at some level it works. But I just think it's kind of like, I have sympathy for you guys, empathy for you guys. Having to worry about getting stuff caught. I can't imagine. Yes, exactly. That's why I said if you are being attacked, that's when it is acceptable to do it to save your life. Yes, an excellent place to put a target on. But, like, I know in elementary school and stuff, like, there were always those girls that would, like, go, like, kick a guy in the balls, or, like, their friends would do it and think it was funny. And, like, you can really, really fuck somebody up, like, medically fuck them up doing that. That's not funny, but if you're being attacked, then that is absolutely, in a self-defense class I took, they said about how you grab it and you yank down on it. And I was like, wow. I can't imagine how bad that hurts. But in a self-defense situation, 100%. Absolutely. Oh my God, yes. Lizzie, at least we don't have duck sex. Holy moly, that was the most disturbing Zifrank video ever. I know about duck sex, and I don't know why I know about duck sex, but I know they have corkscrew penises that get stuck. It is not pleasant to be a female duck. Yeah. And when I took the kids to the local, like, farmers market pumpkin patch where we go in the fall to buy pumpkins and do hayride and stuff like that, a couple ducks were getting it on one year. And of course that was, like, all they remember about probably over a decade of going there. That's, like, their biggest memory, is that the ducks were having sex. Let's see. Luna said searching duck sex. This is nothing if not an educational program. All right. Mortimer says if you sit on old one eye and both your balls and they're stacked on top of each other, it's called a totem pole. I have never heard it called that. I thought you were going to go with the balls falling in the toilet discussion again because I remember having that. I recommend the Zifronk video on it. Still horrifying, but less traumatic. Do you mean same? Is it Tasty Time with Zifronk or is that Lifronk? I might be picturing the wrong thing. Yes, Luna, I do believe that pigs also have a corkscrew penis. I don't know if they orgasm for a half an hour. I'll tell you what, they take a big ass nap after that if they do. I used to have. Leah said, there goes my algorithm. Thanks, Google. I'm sorry, I'm picturing what everybody's freaking Facebook ads are going to be now after this discussion. But yes, Luna, I had a pet pig, and his name was Ebenezer because he was all black, so it was like Ebenezer. He's super cute. Potbelly pig. And my mom and I went to get him from the vet after he got fixed. And it looked like his intestine was hanging out. And like he's like, like all passed out from surgery. And the vet, I swear, was this 115-year-old man, little old man. And I was like, is he okay? Like, is that supposed to be hanging out? And he goes, that's just his penis. I don't know what he's got it out for. He can't use it no more. I was like, have some respect, sir. But yeah, that I never saw it. But I think I heard it does the corkscrew. I only saw it in its post-surgical, very, very sad state. So I'm not sure about that, but that just cracks me up. That's just his penis. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you for that lesson. Okay, he does animal videos on YouTube with funny voices and weird facts. Okay, so there was, I want to say it was on Disney Channel, but it was like a little short in between the shows, and it was Tasty Time. I'm almost positive, but that might have been Le Franc. And I think he was like a little cartoon wiener dog that used to cook. Let me see if I can find it real quick. No, it's Zifronk. It is also Zifronk, Zefronk. So spelled a little different. So Mortimer's asking, where does a 500-pound gorilla sit? I'm going to guess anywhere he wants. That's my guess. I used to have a joke about a 500-pound parrot, but people are sleeping in my house, so I can't tell that joke right now. Maybe I'll record it tomorrow when no one else is home. I think I got it right because Mortimer said, damn it. Okay, so I think Zifronk is what Lizzie's talking about with the animal videos. What I'm talking about is not the same thing. It was like a little cooking cartoon in between shows on Disney Channel. So, and that was Zifronk, like one word. So, cool. I'm definitely going to check out these Zifronk videos. Am I saying it right? Is it like Zifronk, like French, or is it Zifrank? Like Frankenfurter. Oh my gosh, how has it been an hour already? So fun, you guys. I am cracking up. Like, I never know what we're going to talk about. I was like, yeah, we could talk about how much the cold weather sucks. And like, that was seriously like 35 seconds of this show. And I'm grateful for that. I've had so much fun. I've been laughing my ass off. And just so the dudes know, like, girls have, issues too. I remember when I got my nipple pierced, I closed my boob in the basement door. I have not done that before or since. But because it was sore and it was healing, for some reason, I wound up not thinking and like slammed my boob in the door. Who does that? I don't know. It's what is Aaliyah's saying? What? Was that, how did that happen? It was just, I like turned and closed the door at the same time, and I was younger then, they were up higher. But I used to be like, because I comb my hair in the shower, because I have, like I get the conditioner in it, I comb it, and I like got the ring stuck in it. Yank. That'll wake you up. That's better than coffee. But yeah, that's my memories of that time. That piercing's been long gone for a long time, but I still remember the pain. I remember it. So Lizzie says, I don't know how he pronounces it. I've only seen it. I usually say Z Frank, like an obnoxious American. I love it. Luna says, I got my boob caught in a dinner table, taking out the leaf and putting it together. Oh, I can imagine that. It's like a titty guillotine. Oh, ouch. I am so sorry. That is horrible. Mortimer says, fuck all that. Yeah, it didn't feel that great. Oh no, Aaliyah got her nipples closed in the desk drawer at work. See, it's dangerous. Boobies are dangerous, man. Playing pool, you ever like smack yourself? Oh, that sucks. And like sometimes I don't even know if I'm like pulling on my sleeve. I do something, I like punch myself in the tit all the time. I'll wait until I do it again and I'll let you guys know because I can't remember. So Severian said, a tit. I can't even say guillotine like that. Titty-teen. It left a big bruise. I bet it did. That is horrible. I am so sorry. That's terrible. Elise says, walk it off. Yeah, rub some dirt in it. It'll be fine, right? So Severian said, diamonds and nipple rings will scratch your car windows. Oh my gosh, yes. And Mortimer says, boobies are dangerous for you guys and make us drool. Yep. Boobies are great, but sometimes they're just painful. I punch myself in the tit all the time too. Thank you. Thank you. Like I don't know exactly where they are. I'm glad it's not just me because I feel really stupid when I do it. But it's like you said, I know they're there. Spray Windex on it like my big fat Greek wedding. That's awesome. Mortimer knows where Lizzie's boobies are. Mm-hmm. You too. I love you too. I love your love. It's awesome. But all right, guys. On that note, we have talked about so much. I love it. But we are going to have to wrap this up because I got to get up early. And I can talk to you guys all night, but I got to be a responsible adult, I guess. So Leah says, we're reminded. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, there they are. In case I forgot. Found them. Ollie oxen free. Oh my gosh. But if you guys ever have like topics that you want me to tackle, you all know how to get in touch with me. So let me know. But I do really, really love the free flowing, that, the communal ADHD that we have going on in this. Luna says, who says? Who says that I have to be a responsible adult? I guess I could not be. Nah, I gotta, sorry, see, I'm telling you, ADD. Lizzie has to watch out to trip over my eyes. I'm picking like the cartoon with the ooga and the eyeballs that come out. I can see you guys. I know what's going on. Yes, very fun. I think we're all neurodivergent. We are all. Yes, 100%. Look at that. My watch is saying bedtime reminder. As I'm like, I don't have to be a responsible adult. My watch is like, yes, you do. You do. But, yeah, I was going to say something else that fell out of my head. But like I said, if you guys have any ideas for stuff to discuss, let me know. If not, we'll just keep it going like we have been doing because I think it's a lot of fun. And I really, really appreciate all of you who take the time out of your busy day to come and just hang with little old me And tonight it's little me and Beetlejuice because he's so cute. But yeah, we'll play Pick a Page next week, or do we haven't done Smash or Trash in a bit, so maybe we can do that again. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Coming up on Easter Bunny time, so maybe we'll talk about some Easter Bunny stories, because I'm sure that there's some Easter Bunny movies out there too. That just reminded me of Mallrats. A movie with an Easter bunny in it. But yeah, I appreciate all of you. So thank you so much for coming to hang with me tonight and every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And if life is giving you some troubles, remember to take them head on, because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from your problems, but the rest of the world just sees a big ass. Love ya.